Electric cars are killing Britain's car industry. We have only ourselves to blame for the catastrophe that has befallen a once proud British sector. Electric vehicles would be better for air quality within major cities, they would be cheaper to run, and they would relaunch an industry that used to be one of the largest employers in the country. Perhaps most of all, they would be a major component of creating a net-zero economy. Lots of bold promises were made for the transition from petrol to battery-driven cars. There is just one catch. With the news that the luxury manufacturer Lotus is losing almost half its workforce, it is becoming painfully clear that it is also the final nail in the coffin of the once mighty British car industry, and it is starting to look as if it is too late to save it now. Rewind a couple of decades, and Lotus would have been little more than a footnote in any assessment of the British car industry. Its sports cars might have been stylish and appealed to a handful of playboys and petrol heads, but you were never likely to see one parked on a suburban driveway. It is a measure of how dramatically the industry has shrunk that it is a significant player. And yet, sadly, it may not be for much longer. This week, Lotus announced that as many as 550 jobs would be lost owing to current market conditions. Geely, its Chinese owner, which has owned a controlling stake in the company since 2017, has been pumping cash into the factory in Norfolk, where its Emira sports car and Evija electric hypercar are made. But in the face of tariffs and quotas in the crucial U.S. market, Geely appears to be rapidly losing faith. Sure, the company will insist that it is simply scaling back in response to a challenging few months. But the harsh truth is this. Those 500 people will, perfectly understandably, go off to find other jobs, and those skills will be lost forever. The only reasonable conclusion is that Geely is giving up. It is far from alone. Jaguar Land Rover has already said it will cut 500 jobs, and production of Jaguars remains suspended while it gets ready for the launch of its new electric model. Meanwhile, Vauxhall has closed its van plant in Luton, and only last month the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders reported that total British vehicle production had fallen to levels last seen way back in 1953, excluding the COVID shutdown, with a fall in production of 70% over the first 6 months of this year. 7 decades of an expanding population and economic growth have been wiped out in a few short years. Extraordinarily, the government still has a target of producing 1.3 million vehicles a year by the 2030s, but that seems laughably unrealistic right now. Instead, Britain is well on the way to leaving the club of auto manufacturing nations.